Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today, as you can see, I've got something very special for you guys. I've got a preview of the new DLC that is coming to the live servers within a couple weeks. I think it's scheduled for October 31st, if I'm not mistaken. But nonetheless, I've got a little preview. Thank you to Microsoft that allowed me to get a little early access going. And we're going to be taking a look at the new civilizations that are available here. We've got the Armenians and we've got the Georgians, and also we got something special with the Persians. I don't know what's going on there, but we'll take a look at it later in the video. So we're going to go through all of these three civilizations, take a look at what's new, how they're going to be played, and what they're all about here. So we're going to start with the Armenians, and then we're going to go to the Georgians, and then we're going to take a quick look at the Persians, and just take a look at what this DLC has to offer. And later this week, I will be doing some gameplays with these civilizations and all the cool stuff. Maybe I'll head up Viper, be like, yo, 1v1, Armenians versus Georgians. Who's going to win? Who's the better player? Let's figure it out. We'll see. Anyways, let's start with the Armenians here. I'm not inviting nobody. Let's take a look at the tech tree. So cool. There's actually 45 civs currently right now in the game. So as you can see, there's a lot of civilizations with these two coming in. So Armenians are an infantry and naval civilization. Their first bonus is that their mule carts cost minus 25%. I don't know what a mule cart is. Mule cart technologies are 25% more effective. Okay, tell me what a mule cart is. First fortified church receives a free relic. Ooh, interesting. That sounds very useful. All right. Barracks units accept meta arms available one age earlier. Oh, 200 swordsmen in castlage, champions and imp? Champions and... No, 200 swordsmen in castle, champion in castle, longsword and feudal. Oh, okay. That's gonna be useless. It could be useful, but we'll see. I mean, champions in castle sounds good. Galley lines fire 2 projectiles. Oh wow, that's insane. Dude, these bonuses are strong. Galley line fires 2 projectiles. That sounds very good. Unless the second one does like 1 damage. I think the second one just does 1 damage, but it still could be really good in galley versus galley, or even especially against fire galley, because it kind of makes them like a little longbow. Then the unique unit is a composite bowman, an archer, and a warrior priest infantry. Okay, we'll take a look at both of those very soon. Sorry. Unique text, Sicilian fleet, demolition ships plus 33% blast radius. That sounds pretty, pretty chaotic. Galley line and dromans plus 1 range. Oh, so it's unique tech that benefits pretty much all the navy, which is really cool. I think that's nice. And then we have ferreters, infantry except spearman line, plus 30 HP. Whoa. So I guess that's like their warrior monk or warrior priest, and like the champions. Plus 30 HP is huge. That's a 100 HP champion. Luckily, it's an imp tech. And then warrior priest plus 100% heal speed. This is really strong because I can imagine you getting like champions in Castle Age, get the imp, and right away getting this. And then bam, 100 HP champions. That's the most in the game. And then team bonus infantry plus 2 line of sight. Pretty cool. Gonna help a lot with the early game with the spearmen against scouts as well. That's actually kind of nice. All right, let's take a look at the tech tree now. So archer range looking pretty horrendous, to be honest, but they do have arbalest and do have elite skirm. So if they've got the blacksmith upgrades, this is not bad. They have CA, but nothing else. So not going to be leaning too much on their range, but they do have the composite bowman as unique unit, but no thumb ring, which is very interesting. Their barracks is completely stacked. They have full upgrades. Champion and Castlage, Gambison, Squire, Arson, all set up. Super solid. Their stable is looking pretty lackluster. They do have bloodlines, so light calf play is going to be fine. They can get the Cavalier, which is cool. So somewhat of a decent stable, I guess you can say. They have a husbandry as well. But yeah, nothing special. They're not going to lean on their stable. It's just going to be like nice to have. And then moving on, their siege workshop here. No siege ram, no siege onager, no bombard cannon. So it's going to be a pretty mediocre siege workshop as well. Heavy scorpion could come in as a backline unit here and there, maybe with your infantry. But I don't think, again, you're going to lean on your siege workshop too much. Missing bombard cannon can make the civ awkward because so far I can see it's like an infantry-based civilization. And without bombard cannon and with infantry, you just have to dive in. That's like the only thing you have. So it seems like a very dive-heavy civilization, which usually is one of the weaker kinds of late-game civs. So that's like my take right now. So this civ might have to work a little bit more around the castle age, depending on how strong the warrior priest and the composite bowman is. All right, their blacksmith full upgrades except plate body armor missing. This is really good. That means they have skirms full upgrade, which is huge. Missing thumb ring is no big deal for the skirms. They could play arbalest if they want to, which is nice. Infantry is obviously very stacked, which is good. And their light cav and knights are going to be great for castle age. lackluster for Imp, which is fair. But again, kind of reinforces, again, they're going to be a pure infantry skirm civ in late game. So again, just diving in one area, not too much raids, not too much siege, kind of how I envision the civ playing out. Their dock seems to be pretty decent. No fast fire, but otherwise you get everything else. Your galleys shoot two projectiles. They have an extra range in late game if you get the unique tech. Demos with extra blast radius sounds scary, and then dramas with extra range is pretty good too. No siege engineers, no siege engineers. So even your onagers and heavy scorpions are pretty bad. So again, no siege available for the civ. No keeper. You do get bomber tower, which is helpful, and you don't get the second upgrade on your buildings. Okay, the composite bowman. This is the guy that could add a lot of flexibility to the civ. It's 35 wood, 45 gold. It's pretty cheap. That's actually very similar to a regular archer. And Armenian unique units, unique archer unit with attack that ignores armor. Ignores armor, no freaking way. Strong versus infantry, weak versus archers, and siege weapons. What? Upgrades attack range, armor, blacksmith, accuracy. Okay, that's just how you upgrade it. And it costs only 600 wood and 500 gold to upgrade the elite version. And it's more resistant to monks and the monster. Okay, that's just upgrades. Again, it has 40 HP, 4 attack, 1 melee armor, 0 pierce armor, and 4 range. Ignoring armor makes me think that this unit will be insane versus knights, insane versus light cap, and insane versus infantry, and even insane versus huskarls. An imp, oh, this is the problem. In imp, it still has 4 range. Okay, it still has 4 range, and it still has 4 attack. So it's quite a weak unit, but it's only good against stuff that has a lot of armor, a lot of pierce armor. Okay, initial thoughts on this. It's going to be really good in Castle Age against knights and like longswords and huskarls and whatnot. Pretty bad to archers, pretty bad to like mangonels and scorpions. In imp, I think it's not going to be that strong. Maybe really good against paladin as like a backline, because it will be 4+4, so it does 8 damage per shot against the paladin, which is more than a Mangala, just to put that in perspective. So I think it's going to be very good at what it does, but then very weak to other things. I think it's going to be more of an imp unit though, because the upgrade is so cheap. I think it's more useful in imp. It'll have 7 range, 8 attack, and it does 8 attack to every unit, which is pretty insane. That's actually, if this is fighting an Arbalest, it does more damage to the Arbalest than the Arbalest does to itself. So it's only lacking 1 range. So this is, I take it back. This is an insane unit. This will be even good in late game against everything. In Castle Age, it will be weak to crossbow, but in late game, this will be good against everything. This sounds completely overpowered. Again, the only downside is less range. So this is clearly supposed to be an anti-melee unit. Melee units. This is a bit interesting though, because up to now, Armenians have been a dive comp with infantry. This seems like more of a unit that wants to just defend traps against melee units. So maybe this is like another playstyle, but then if you do that, you lose to bombered cannons. So I hope they have redemption bunks. First, unique tech costs wood and gold, and it's a water unique tech, so it makes sense. And then you have ferriters, which is a food and gold unique tech. This is actually very cheap, by the way, which is really interesting. Where the hell are the warrior priests? Okay, there they are. So, full monk next tree. Of course. Okay, so this is their counter to bombard cannon. So I can see you playing composite bowman, skirm monk, and that kills a lot of things. That kills a lot of things. All right, the warrior priest costs 30 food, 60 gold. This already sounds too cheap. Armenian unique infantry unit, which can heal friendly units, strong versus infantry, weak versus like cav, and range units. So can collect relics and bring them back to the monastery. I don't know if it can convert. It doesn't sound like it can convert, but it has 80 HP, 11 armor, 1 attack. 11 melee armor. No, 11 attack, 1 melee armor, 1 pierce armor. Sorry, that's how it is. And you can upgrade it from the unique tech, given an extra 30 HP. You can upgrade it with gambesons, probably, and yeah, and you can. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if gambesons will affect this though. But anyway, it's pretty solid. And then yeah, I don't think it can convert. This unit sounds like you might want to just make it alongside your infantry, Maybe you can just make this as a way to get the relics early as well, by the way. It can get converted though, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe your opponent might need atonement to convert this with a monk, so that's interesting. And it doesn't sound that weak to light cav, because 11 damage, even if it takes a bonus damage from light cav, I think it might be able to win the fight. Like at least in arena and whatnot. They get most eco upgrades, and then like let's see, where's the mule card? Yeah, there, mule card. So this is the drop off center. It costs 20 food, 100 wood, and it's a mobile drop site. It has 300 HP, and it's just to deposit wood, stone, gold, and hunted food. So you can deposit anything here. It's like a town center, and you move it around. All right, yeah. So you just move it around, and then you can make it on the gold, then move it. This is insane because, like, let's say, picture this scenario. You make a mule cart on a wood line. In feudal age, you want to make a new lumber camp with another civ because it's like inefficient now. Here, you just move the mule cart, and you always have an efficient lumber camp. So that sounds like very good. Also, once your lumber camp is over, or your berries, once your berries run out, you can take the mule cart, move it somewhere else, like on a stone, for example. So this has a lot of application. It's going to take a lot of skill to be good with this, though. All right, so that's the Armenians. Let's take a look now at the Georgians. And we're going to do this all in one sieve so you guys can really just get all the information right away. I don't want you guys to be missing anything or craving anything. So we're going to hop right into the Georgians here and take a look at them, again, in the same fashion. So with the tech tree here. Georgians are a defensive and cavalry civilization. Okay, cavalry, you have my attention. I'm a cavalry player myself. Start with a mule cart, but minus 50 food. Okay. Considering a mule cart costs 20 food, 100 wood, I think that's a decent trade. The applications of this, maybe it can scout. Yeah, maybe it can help you scout. That's one thing. It can be your lumber camp to start, I guess. That makes the most sense. It saves you 100 wood. And 20 food. Yeah, it's definitely pretty good. Not a great bonus, but not bad. Fortified churches provide... Oh, what is a fortified church? I forgot to check that is, by the way. Hold on. Back to Armenians real quick. What the hell is a fortified church? Oh, so it's just a monastery. It costs 200 wood. Okay. And they get a free relic when they make it. So that's huge, by the way. Okay. So it's literally just... It's a stronger... It has 5 attack. Oh, it shoots arrows. And it cannot be converted by enemy monks. Wow. And villagers and monk units can garrison inside for protection. Oh my god, that's insane. Sorry, I completely missed that. All right, hopping into the Georgians for real now. And we'll get back there in a second. All right, so fortified churches provide villages in a 10-tower radius with plus 10% work rate. Oh my god. This is some AoE4 stuff. This is like really freaking insane. Plus 10% work rate is double the Romans bonus, which is already good. Obviously, this only applies on Castle Age onwards, but in a 10-tower radius, that's pretty big. Okay, obviously, it doesn't do anything with my hands, but that's pretty big. That's like imagine a pole's full work with all the farms around. That's like around what 10-tower radius is, but it's actually 10-tower radius should be more than that. Yeah, much more than that. Maybe even double that, because radius is like halfway. Yeah, 10-tower radius, so halfway to the center, all around. Yeah, this is huge. Only problem is like the fortified church itself is 200 wood. So it's not going to be like an early castle bonus. I think this is more of like a late game bonus. And again, this sounds like more like on Arena or Black Forest. When you have time to set up, this could be huge. Units and buildings receive money. And also, if it shoots arrows, which I think it does, if it shoots arrows, then this is actually massive because you make it to protect your villas and they also work better, which is huge. Units and buildings receive minus 15% damage when fighting from higher elevation. So it makes the hill bonus stronger. Oh, this is crazy. Units and buildings receive minus 15% damage when fighting from higher elevation. Yeah. So this makes the hill bonus even better. So again, you can't fight Georgians on a hill pretty much, similar to like the Tatars. Fair enough. Cavalry regenerates 5 HP per minute in feudal. 10 in castle and 15 in imp. This is insanely crazy. This is a crazy, crazy bonus. This is actually an insane bonus. You know how like in feudal age with the scout wars, if you have like a scout on like 1 HP, you run him away to scout the map, you can do that and he's gonna just heal. And that's huge because by the time he gets to like mid-late feudal age, he'll have an extra maybe 25-30 HP. That's like 5-6 minutes, right? And then in Castle Age, the Knights, same concept. This is actually a huge bonus. One of the best they have, I think. Also, if it just helps your cavalry win the 1v1 as well, versus another knight, for example, in Castle Age, or another scout in feudal, it's pretty huge. Okay, unique unit Monaspa, cavalry, we'll check them out later. Unique tech Svan towers, defensive buildings +2 attack, towers, fire, arrows that pierce multiple units. Okay. Whoa, defensive building +2 attack, and they fire like a scorpion shot, I guess. Okay. Arrows that kind of act like a scorpion, maybe. And then Asnori cavalry. Cavalry units take 15% less population space. Wow. This is so stacked for cavalry. I'm getting excited for this one. That sounds incredible. Late game, I've got 120 Vils. I've got 80 Hussars. It's the only unit I'm making. 15% of 80. 15% of 100 is 15. So 15% of 80 is like 12. So I have 12 extra Hussars. Or 12 of something else. That's pretty decent. That's pretty decent. Okay. It is unique tech though, so I'm not sure. That's like a super late game thing. Team bonus, buildings cost 50% fewer resources to repair. That's actually a really good team bonus. That's very relevant. A castle takes usually 325 stone to repair to full. This is 50% fewer, which is not half. It's actually like, yeah, like a fourth less, I think, if the math is correct. It's decent. It's not great, but it's decent. It is relevant, which is nice. Archer range, crossbows, skirms, heavy CA with parsing tactics, no thumb ring. So again, we're not leading on the archer range, but we do have hand cannoneer, which is typical for cavalry civs. They always give them hand cannoneer. It's like the anti-halb unit, basically. And then barracks, they have champion and halberdier, which is massive, by the way, because champion is also anti-halb. With Gambeson's supplies, there's also another option if cavalry isn't working. And then halbs is really good at countering camels, specifically. So the barracks being strong is huge for the civ. Stable. No, give me paladin. Man, what is with these civilizations that are cavalry and then they don't give me paladin? This actually puts a sour taste in my mouth. Let me know in the comments if you're also disappointed by this, because like the building, the bonuses aren't that strong to like not warrant paladin, right? Okay, we get Hussar, we get Cavalier. I mean, I guess it's a Hussar civ then, because the Cavalier aren't that special. These bonuses are really not that great. Like, this is behind the unique tech. Regeneration and Imp isn't that impressive. I think they should get Paladin, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how strong it truly is. But on the first impression, I'm not too excited with Cavalier. Hussar is obviously great though. Siege Workshop, Siege Ram, Siege Onager, Heavy Scorpion, no Bombard Cannon. Typical for cavalry civs to not get Bombard Cannon. Could be a huge weakness though. We'll see. Siege Ram, Siege Onager is nice. Blacksmith full, except bring archer armor. This will hurt their skirms and hand cannoneer the most. It's not the end of the world, but it's actually kind of bad to miss this. But fair enough. Full upgraded infantry and cavalry, which is basically what they're going to be playing. This civ feels pretty weak so far. In terms of the units that they can do. I hope their unique unit is like insane. Naval is pretty bad. Galleon, fast fire, cannon galleon, but no heavy demo, no good upgrades. And then for university, you get siege engineer. So their siege is pretty strong, which is actually very nice, especially in closed maps. So this civ strikes me as more of a closed map civ now. Like, set up the fortified churches, set up all like the villages around them. Then like you can go halb siege onager with some really cheap hussars to like raid if the game gets open, something like that, I guess. Maybe you like camp a hill because you take less damage up a hill, something like that. All right, Monaspa, 60 food, 45 gold, Georgian unique cavalry unit that becomes stronger when other Monaspas or Nightline units are nearby. Okay. How does that work? I'm not sure. I'll take a look at it later. 75 HP, 12 attack, 3 armor, and 2 pierce armor. This seems really good in melee combat. 75 HP is quite low with bloodlines that goes to 95, which is actually pretty low for a cavalry unit. 12 attack is above average, and 3 armor is above average. Let's see how strong it gets when there's other. I have to test this one later, so I'll put a pinned comment below after I test it, and I'll let you guys know how much this unit is actually getting buffed when other, Monaspas are nearby. I'll let you know how that works in the comments. First unique tech costs 300, 200. Probably just a late game tech to help defense, or maybe versus like a siege push, maybe. Yeah. And then, oh, that's an expensive tech on the food. Again, this is a late game tech when you're spamming Hussar, pretty much. Simple as that. Of course, we're going to give them Redemption, Block Printing, and Sanctity, because that's the best unit in the game. Just make monks. For the Fortified Church, makes sense. And yeah, nothing crazy with the economy. You start with a free mule cart. We already covered that earlier. Honestly, not that impressed with the Civ. Armenians sound insane. This Civ sounds insane, except that it doesn't have good units. Like it's like almost have to play Hussar hand cannon or infantry. I don't know how strong the unique unit with the Cavalier might be. Cavalier does not sound interesting though. Like it's very like only if you make Knights and Castle. And Knights and Castle sound good. So this Civ like sounds really good, but kind of falls off an imp a little bit with units. The Hussar will have to carry it. That's kind of how I see it. This Civ could be really strong. The bonuses sound great, so we'll see how it plays out. Depends on how strong the fortified churches are and how strong the unique unit is to make this like an S tier Civ. Okay, and last thing for this video, we're gonna take a look at the Persians here. They've got a new unique unit, so I'm gonna take a look at what that is. Okay, they can build Caravanserai in Imperial Age. Interesting. All right. Cavalry generates 5 gold when killing enemy military units. That's also new. Okay, so they got 2. Oh, and Parthian tactics available in Castle Age. So the Castle Age are going to be insane. Oh my god. Okay. This is actually quite an interesting change. So this is the same. Oh my god. And the town center and the dock, it works in Dark Age. This is like how it worked. They made this change when DE first came out, and Persians were super strong. And they brought it back, but they also give Persians a few other things. The Persians are about to be insane. For any Persian fans out there, it's been 25 years we've been waiting for a buff, and it's finally here. It's proper buff. This is going to make them dominate water maps, I believe. Docks and town centers working 5% faster is huge, especially in hybrid maps. Not water maps, hybrid maps. Pretty good on land maps too. And then Parthian tactics is available in Castle Age. That sounds insane. I'm going to definitely get you guys some gameplay with that. Cavalry generates 5 gold when killing enemy military units. A nice bonus. It's going to help mostly in Feudal Age with your Scout Rush, actually. And Caravanserai and Imperial Age is good for team games. Alright, unique units. War Elephant, Cavalry, and the Savar. It's also Cavalry. Okay. Unique text, Commander run stays the same. Citadels, a new tech. Castles fire bullets. Okay. +4 attack, +3 versus Rams. +3 versus infantry, and receive -25% bonus damage. So castles take less damage from trebs, from bombard cannons, from rams, and they deal more damage, especially against rams and infantry. Okay, fair enough. Team bonus, knights +2 attack versus archers, it's unchanged. Also, a little behind-the-scenes secret that I know of, the Mahout's unique tech is now, that same effect of war elephants moving faster, now just applies to the elite upgrade. Okay, so that's some behind-the-scenes information. I already know about that. All right, tech tree stays the same for the archer range. We have the Parthian tactics in castle. That sounds really freaking insane, by the way. Same tech tree for barracks. Yep, regular stuff. Okay, the Savar replaces the paladin. Costs less than 1,000 food, 600 gold, and the stats are insane. No freaking way. It has 4 pierce armor? Oh my god, that's so insane. 145 HP, which is 5 more than a paladin. 14 attack, the same as a paladin. 3 melee armor, the same as a paladin. And 4 pierce armor, that's 1 more than a paladin. No, 3 melee armor is 1 more than a paladin as well. Paladin usually gets 2 melee armor and 3 pierce. This is 3-4. So this is +1/+1 armor and +5 HP. Compared to a paladin, and the tech is cheaper. Ridiculously broken. I'm telling you from now, ridiculously broken, especially at low elo. This will dominate. The Savar will be crazy at low elo. This whole Civ in general will be crazy at low elo, or like mid elo, anything. Anything up to 2k. This Civ will be broken at all elos, I'm sure of it, especially the Savar. This Civ is crazy. From what I've seen so far, guys, trust my intuition on this one. Persians will be insane. Same blacksmith as always, guys. Nothing else changed. Let me see if they sauce them a mule cart. Citadels cost 600 wood, 300 gold. Elite War Elephant was made cheaper, 1350, 800 only now. Okay. War Elephants might have been made cheaper. They're 170.85, although that could have been an earlier patch. No mule carts up here. No fortified churches to get the Caravanserai. Fair enough, guys. Woo, okay, final thoughts. First impressions, great. Looking exciting with the new civilizations. There's a lot of other changes which I will cover in future videos, but for now, this is like an overview of the biggest changes that we've got so far, which is amazing. And I'm really excited to present you guys more DLC content. You know how it goes when there's a DLC, we pump the content out. And make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And if you're eager for more, definitely stay tuned. And like I said, conclusions, looking exciting. Armenians sound like the best so far. Georgians have like a really solid economy, not the best late game units, but really interesting bonuses. And Persians sound insane. I think Persians are going to be crazy good. Like Castle Age Persians should be off the charts. Following Imperial Age with the Savar should be like absolutely devastating. Yeah, and that's going to be it for this video. Take care, like, comment, subscribe as I mentioned, and peace.